Afternoon, Steve. Convincing 4-2 victory here. Great to win at home on the last game.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, we've got to set our targets of winning 3 games out of 3. That's the first one. Now we've got to win 2 out of 2, and then we become champions. And like I say, it's testament to the boys' hard work. You know, it was 3-0 up in half hour. We wanted a quick start. Got a quick start. Gave 2 sloppy goals away. But the result is the main thing at the end of the day. And like I say, we're all happy with that today because Herne Bay are a tough side. I know they had nothing to play for, but when teams have got nothing to play for, they're the dangerous ones. And Tuesday's going to be similar, and next Saturday's going to be similar. So it's one of those. We've got to make sure that we're mindset's right and we put best foot forward and try and get the 3 points.
You said about 2 sloppy goals. How important was it to not concede those goals in terms of how close it is at the top and goal difference?
Listen, if we're going to go down to goal difference, then it matters. Ramsgate drew 1-4-2 today, so it's still the same goal. Our game in hand will determine it. If we can win it, first of all, can we score goals? Secondly, but if we get 3 points, 3 points is more important than the goal difference. And if we get 3 points on Saturday, that's more important than the goal difference. So we can look at goals. Yes, we want to score goals and not concede them. But I also look at the other side of it. We get 6 points, goal difference is irrelevant.
You mentioned on Tuesday is the game in hand against Hythe. It's a big game, as you said. It could determine the league. How are you going into that in terms of how they're going to play, especially with their change in management?
It's a close one. It won't determine the league. It'll give us an advantage if we do win. And I say if we do win because it's 11 against 11. They're obviously playing for deals, I'd imagine, for next year for the new manager because he's going to bring his own players in next year and he'll look at what he wants to keep and who wants to stay. So it's not going to be an easy game. We need to make sure that we're right at it. And the boys had a good stretch afterwards. I've told them, don't start taking liberties. Had a good stretch afterwards and we've got to go there fully focused to get the 3 points. And then we worry about Horndean after that. And I've maintained from match 1 to match 36, which is today, that we take the next game as it comes. And the old cliches are the best ones. And Hythe is going to be very tough, but we're going to be equipped to compete with them. And we're going to try our best to win it and get the 3 points.
Can't finish the interview without talking about the FA new regulations that they've brought out in terms of replays. Obviously something that was massive for us this season. What are your thoughts on it? It's
embarrassing, like every other non-league side, every other league side. I believe they're giving 33 million down to grassroots and that's great, no problem, but I'm not interested. The money wouldn't interest me. The gate money helps clubs when you get replays, it does, but it isn't about that. It's about the memories. So I watched back again this morning. Someone put it on social media that our players celebrating a draw at Charlton because we'd drawn with them, should I say, and then we'd bring them back to our own ground. And listen, they tore us a new one when they come here, to be fair, but they had to change what they'd done in the first game and bring the big guns out. And that was testament to what we'd done to them. So I look at it and I think there's different ways you can deal with it. I think it's really bad. And again, I'm not interested money side of it. Clubs will be, chairman will be, boards will be because it keeps clubs running. Memories for players and staff and supporters, that goes away now, you know, because you don't get the opportunity. If you're lucky enough to draw a league side at home and it ends in a draw, you then take them back to their place. And it's fantastic. It's playing in a stadium, all-seater stadium, most of them are now, and with 6, 7, 8, 10,000 fans. You know, to have that opportunity taken away, non-league football, you don't get many good memories. You don't, because you go out there, play. Only so many teams can win it. So many teams get relegated with disappointment. So many teams win the playoffs. But you don't really get that full enjoyment of a nice cup run. Get a replay. Either take them back to their place or bring them back to yours and on a level playing field. I think it's a disgrace, personally. And that's not me speaking out of turn. I've seen so many and spoke to so many managers over the past few days. I think it's absolutely disgraceful what they're doing. And yes, these elite players in the top level, they say they play too many games. They might do, I don't know. They got sports science and stuff like that. But if they play too many games, why don't they just go and win the first game? And then they don't have to go to a replay. You know, I think it was the Brentford manager was moaning about having a replay against Wolves because congestion fixtures in the league and that. We'll just go and beat Wolves. Let Wolves beat you. If you're not happy with it, concede a penalty in the last minute and let them go through. So don't start blaming it and moaning about fixtures. All you got to do is just think about the players that go to work every day, or players that are in lower level, League 1, League 2, that might be on 300 quid a week, 400 quid a week, that are playing their dream of playing professional football, get these moments. And I don't think it will happen. I think they've made their decision and it's criminal. But that's all I say on it.
I think most of the country, other than the top 10, would agree with you. And thank you for your thoughts on that. I'm really wishing you good luck for Tuesday, and we'll speak to you then.
Yeah, and I'd also, just last bit from me, I'd like to thank, 'cause it was our last home game. We don't get loads and loads of supporters. We do get a lot of loyal ones. We've got some new ones coming in as well, and I'd like to thank them for their support this year so far at our stadium. And also congratulate Barney Williams on the Supporters Player of the Year. I think he's been exceptional, and that's shown by the supporters' appreciation of him and his players' celebration with him getting that award at the end. You know, it looked like that they meant it. He was happy with it, and the supporters, like I say, I think that they chose the right man on that one. He's done really well this season.
He certainly did. Thank you very much.
No worries, cheers.